It's a block. They blocked the kick.
Welcome to the pod. Welcome to the pod.
What's up, everybody? This is The Quad with Chris Young. As always, I am Chris. It is Veterans Day, so I want to give a quick shout-out at the very top of this episode to all of our military veterans. Thank you for what you have done for our great country. We love you. Thank you, thank you, thank you.
We are not where we are without you.
No, we are not. As always, we have Haley the Bear.
I would also like to say thank you very much and happy Veterans Day.
Ryan from Miami. We'll go to you next.
Is he
Hi, everybody. Welcome to the City of Angels, the entertainment capital of the world, La La Land, otherwise known as Tinseltown. It is Los Angeles. Monday night football tonight, baby. Dolphins, Rams, let's go.
I was wondering why you were there, actually, and why you're in a robe.
Why not?
You know what?
Do I look good?
Fair. Why not?
Why not?
Wouldn't you be in a robe? And as always, producer Josh.
I just wish he would have committed and not wearing the undershirt with the robe. Just really
Come
went,
on, man.
went full lounge.
The chest hair was a little aggressive today. So.
It's winter.
What a
It's
stare,
winter.
everybody.
Yeah, you're not in your summer body. Yeah, I get it.
Winter's coming. Yeah. Well, as always, we talk about four things on the quad while Ryan looks up the poll because I know he hasn't done it yet.
It's up. It's up. It is up. It is ready to go.
You got me this
yeah.
week. All right.
Oh,
So
yeah.
if you've never
Oh, yeah.
listened to the quad, if this is your first time listening, we talk about four things: music, movies, sports, and a hot take. Last week's hot take, Ryan, was what?
It was actually a hot take. It
that
a
was a
hot
very
chicken.
That was a very what they call
It
a
was.
pregnant pause. What
Or-
the hell
or
happened?
Time delay for like a newscaster.
It was a hot chicken take. And it was, what is the best hot chicken in Nashville? And with 41.2% of the vote,
I already know what it is.
Hattie B's.
Yeah. We knew that.
Hattie B's.
What was number two?
But-
Because that's
but-
going to be the honest one.
That's what I'm going to say. Number two, it was actually close for the top spot. Prince's came in at 39.2%, right behind
right.
Hattie B's.
So that's the people that actually know what hot chicken is. So shout out to my friends and family that know about Prince's hot chicken.
Anyone that's left
Come on.
and not just been downtown Nashville.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And by the way, that's not a knock on Hattie B's. I like
No,
Hattie
I
B's.
do
good.
like Hattie
It's all
B's.
good.
But Prince's is the original. That's the OG.
It's like chocolate milk. Like, have you had a bad chocolate milk? I have not.
No.
They're all
No.
good. They're all a little different, but they're all good.
Their banana
yeah,
pudding's
it's like
really good.
if you made it yourself with Hershey's syrup and like whatever your go-to milk of choice was, obviously you're going to be like, oh, it's the best chocolate milk ever.
Sure.
But
Never had a bad one.
I've never had chocolate milk and thought, oh God, this is
Even grade,
disturbing.
even
Like,
grade, even grade school with like the paper. Still good.
come
Kind of
on.
lukewarm. Doesn't matter. I'm still
Yeah.
into
Who
it.
cares?
Honestly, when that was like actually really cold, it was really good.
It was.
I still default, and I know we've talked about this in a hot take before, but the old school rectangular pizza that you would get,
Tony's. I have the link to buy 100 of them right now.
Oh my gosh.
we might have to.
Because those were elite.
Yeah.
Those are way up there.
It's a box of 99 of them.
Gosh, where does that fit?
If you
We
know,
can all
you
agree,
know.
though. We can all agree that Yoo-Hoo's are the
Yoo-Hoo. I was
best.
about to say.
Yahoo.
Yoo-Hoo's.
Yes,
Yoo-Hoo's.
Yahoo's
Yoo-Hoo's.
chocolate milk.
The premier search
Yoo-Hoo's.
engine of chocolate milk.
Yoo-Hoo's or Nesquik? Which one were you?
Well,
if you
okay,
had to
but
choose a
Yoo-Hoo
side.
isn't chocolate milk.
Yeah,
Yoo-Hoo is a chocolate drink.
It's not milk. She's right.
It's not.
She's right.
Also, I have questions about like
Although one of my favorite lines in a country song is
Yoo-Hoo.
Yoo-hoo, bottle rolling on the floorboard.
Yep, Kenny Chesney.
I do have questions about like I'm not going to say a brand because I don't want them to come after us, but let's say a cappuccino type drink that is shelf stable and has liquid that looks like milk but does not have to be refrigerated.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah. I know what you're talking about.
A little weird. Little
It's odd.
Yes, would not consider drinking those, I don't think. Milk is supposed to be cold and goes bad.
Yes, it is. All right, well, I said I was going to start with sports, but let's just do it the normal way. We'll go to music.
Music.
Josh, I'm going to ask you this because I don't feel like anyone else will understand.
Okay.
And I'm going to explain this in layman's terms. So I apologize if it sounds like I'm talking like in any way, shape, or form down to anyone. It always blows my mind when you get a mix right and people have heard the song like when it's just you and a guitar and they're like, oh, that's cool. And then they hear like the demo and they're like, huh. And then you tweak the mix and then people hear it and then they're excited. There's nothing better than getting back a mix that you know is like, this is the final mix.
Yes.
I've EQ'd it the way I want it.
Yes.
I've got the vocal far enough up where the words that I understand, maybe the enunciation wasn't the way that other people wanted to hear it when they first heard the song. And they hear it and they're like, oh my God, this is so much better than the first one. And it's like, it is the first one.
It's just
it is
louder and clearer.
Yes. And there's nothing like that. I got 2 mixes back this week, and I had to tweak one of them because the vocal needed to be louder. And there were like 2 words that I were like, hey, I were like Applebee's on a date.
Gosh, dang it.
Dang it. Thanks a lot, Walker.
Yeah.
No, I found like 2 words and pulled them from a different take and put them in because it was just like the way that I enunciated the word made it clearer, and then pulled up like 1 dB, which is 1 decibel for people that don't know what that is.
Which 1 dB is not drastically
No,
louder,
not at all.
But it's a feeling thing. It's one of those where you go, oh, now it's right, versus it still was pretty loud before, but now it's right.
But then I played the same song for someone, and they're like, oh, this take sounds great. And I was like, it's the same take.
Yeah. It's like 2 words.
It's literally the same thing from the same day, same pass. And I pulled 1 from the previous pass for those 2 words.
Yeah.
I was like, that's all it is.
For those of you at home that don't understand that, so when you're in the studio recording vocals, largely, Chris, you usually do full takes all the way through the song. So in this case, Chris would sing through the song maybe top to bottom 3 or 4 times.
Yeah.
And then maybe hit one more section just if you were like, oh, I want to sing that again. The producer,
It's like I want to go for like a crazy high note or something.
I want a full breath before I
I
belt
want
this
I want to
note.
do like some crazy ridiculous thing that
Wait, I have a quick question.
Yeah, hit me.
Chris, you have said before that you're like, I have to re-sing that word. Do you literally just sing the word, or do you sing the whole phrase?
Well, you don't sing the entire phrase, but basically when you're trying to pick up a word, so let's say just for example, like on one of my songs, what if I say it's like, you say the movie is over. If I like was flat to the point where it was going to sound odd on movie, I would pick up the beginning and we would hit punch, which is just, you're basically hitting a button and allowing me to sing movie is
Movie.
And then you movies.
I was about to
Movies. You say the movie is over.
'Cause
Like
in
if I
my-
wanted to do that, you can just literally go in and select that one word.
Okay, in my head, I was picturing you just blaring out
Movie.
one word.
No,
Movie.
no, because
No.
then it sounds
Then
like
it sounds fake.
it sounds fake and it sounds like a punch. So anyway, they take all of these takes and then they'll maybe find a take that's like, oh, you were really in the pocket, really on this one, and then we're just going to grab like a line from this take and a line from this take and put the whole thing together.
That's one of the reasons why like some people are shocked about like what you can actually do in a studio. like I could take Ryan singing completely out of pocket and like move him around, and as far as like pocket, like if you were early or late on a word, I could move that in real time in a grid and set it to where it sounds like he sang perfectly in time.
Yep. Yeah, you
What are you saying? I don't sing perfectly in time?
No.
I did not say that, Ryan, to be fair.
The other thing is, if you just punched one word, it would sound like, welcome to movie phone. We are headed.
Exactly.
The local time is 7:43. Like, you would hear just such a change. And so you have to sort of sing into.
That's why you want to also sing those passes the day of. There's one, I think I've said this on the show before, but there's one time ever that I sang a full pass and we kept all of it, and it was the first take, and it was Rainy Night in Georgia.
Yep. You have said that before.
Yeah.
But other than that, it's normally 3-4 passes, and then we basically comp them together.
Yep.
And go, oh, I like this verse and I like this verse. Because if you go to sing even like Another Day,
it's drastically different.
Your voice is going to sound different. So then you have to EQ match, and you have to do all kinds of stuff.
Yeah, these microphones that we sing into have like very tiny vacuum tubes in them, and they get to a certain temperature. And so if the mic has been on for 5 hours that day versus 1 hour the next day, that's going to sound different. Your voice, the allergies, how much sleep you got the night before, how much water you had the night before, what did you eat for breakfast? Like, all of these things contribute to it. So if you can keep all of the vocal takes in the same session, the same day, at the same time, you're rewarded generously from that.
Looping all the way back around, it just always blows my mind when people hear the same session, but they hear it after you've mixed everything the way you wanted it and pocketed everything and done it, and they're like, oh yeah, I love this song. And it's like, well, when I played it for you the first time, you didn't, but you weren't hearing what
the final
envisioned.
version in your head. Yeah. Yeah, there is. I mean, this is the case for hiring really talented and exceptional mix engineers. The ability to like take some of these productions and go, hey, we're just going to massage these like 3 things a little bit more.
I ran across something the other day, and I don't know.
Speaking of a massage.
Oh, God.
Oh, no. What do you know?
By the way, if anyone would like to just randomly see Ryan in a robe with a shirt on,
yes,
you can always go to youtube.com/what, Monsell? Since you have that turn where I can't see it. At the quad with CY.
Yes.
Yeah.
You think we would have that memorized, but with all the slashes and the dots.
Yeah. I don't want to send anyone to the wrong one because there's always fakes out there. But yeah, Ryan.
Are you modeling now? Like, what are you doing?
He is.
Okay.
He's having a good time. I don't know how he's having that much fun when the Miami Dolphins suck that bad, but he is nonetheless.
Whoa. It's going to be a good night tonight in Los Angeles. Let's get that straight, okay? Let us get that straight.
Okay, we'll let's do what are you listening to first. I just wanted to go over that because I know you would immediately know what I was talking about.
Oh, no question. And like I was saying, a great mix engineer makes everyone stand up and go, oh, wait,
there it is.
This song is a hit. And you're like, this was the almost exact mix that I showed you a day before. And
my favorite thing that I've ever been told by someone that wasn't paying attention, and I won't say who it was, but it was someone in country radio, which I love country radio, and thank you very much for my career. But this one program director, when we re-released Voices, they were like, oh, this just sounds so much better than the first time I heard it. It's like, what did you do? Did you go back and like remix it or re-sing it? And I was like,
nope, same one.
This is the exact same version, dude. Like,
I sent it to you today.
I'm sorry. I literally just resent you the file. That's all we did.
I can't say that I haven't, when producing artists, they've asked for tweaks and I've sent them the same mix. And they're like, oh my God, so much better, dude. And I'm like, cool. Yeah.
Nice.
Nice. Yeah, I definitely
Nice, good job.
Definitely fixed it. I'll like change the name of this file and then
All right,
and
you
then
just
send
put
it.
like version 2.
Yeah. Oh my god,
Yeah.
I'm never gonna get hired again. I just outed myself. Hey man, can I get a new mix? Nope.
Yeah, here you go. This is literally me renaming it.
Yep.
Have fun, enjoy yourself.
Yep.
Yeah, let's go to what are you listening to? You want to start, Bear?
Sure. I'm going to take you all the way back to 2007, since I've been on a 2007
Under the cork tree.
train. Nope. It's going to be explicit. It is
Shocking.
Oh my God,
Shocking.
no way.
in the title too. Shoddy is the
Okay.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Bye.
Bye.
the dream, and I think I'm going to pronounce his name wrong. Fabulous.
Fabulous.
Fabulous?
Fabulous. Thank you. I'm like, how am I pronouncing this right now? Fabulous.
Why do you keep picking people that you don't know how to say their names?
Because I never looked at their names.
Bear.
What?
To correctly spell it, it is Fabolous.
I know that.
Yes,
That's
it
why
is.
I'm
Fabulous.
like, in my head, I was like, because again, back in 2007, I never looked at people's names. I just sang their songs. But, yep. Taking it back to that.
Huh.
I'm going to go I'm Gonna Love You by Cody Johnson and Carrie Underwood. That's going to be my pick for this week.
Good song.
I think it's a great song, and I'm a little bit jealous because I said that's like the one person I haven't done a duet with that I would want to sing with because she's just an amazing singer.
Let me throw it out there.
So is he too, by the way.
Let me throw it out there. Remix Sunday Night Football theme. Chris Young and Carrie Underwood.
Yes,
God,
that needs
no,
to happen.
No.
Little refresh.
All right, what's your pick?
Waiting all day for. Okay. I have been on a massive Limp Bizkit kick. Yeah. Massive Limp Bizkit kick, and so I'm gonna choose Just Like This off of their album Significant Other from 1999. Yeah.
All right.
Kick it.
All right.
A lot of nostalgia in this. What are we listening to for this week?
I
Mine
just
is in
love that,
honor
by
of.
the way, I love that his reference point for Limp Bizkit was him going, "Let's kick it," which the only thing that I think of when I hear that is Vanilla Ice.
Oh my gosh.
Let's kick it.
A shared history of interesting men rapping.
Isn't
Also
Limp
not
Bizkit,
off base.
Yeah,
That's a good one.
isn't Limp Bizkit personally responsible for ending Woodstock? I'm pretty sure that's true. No.
I mean, I think
I
that they
don't
were.
really think it was on them.
I think it was a powder keg, and I think that they were happy to light the match. You know what I'm saying?
Ryan, what's
That
your pick?
documentary is fascinating, by the way.
Yep.
That documentary is really good if you haven't seen it. Mine is in honor of Creed playing in Nashville
Yes.
this past week,
Yes.
which I saw a lot of people were there.
Yes.
This comes off the Weathered album, and it is one of my favorite songs on it and does not get the love and appreciation it deserves. It is Don't Stop Dancing by Creed off the
don't stop. Yeah, hell yeah. Come on, dog.
So good.
That actually
So good.
is a really nice pick. I like that a lot. And because that one's, I feel much like Creed themselves, highly underrated.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
I just feel like they
might-
get
They get crapped on pretty hard.
thank you.
They get the Nickelback. They
Yeah,
kind of
they
get a little
do.
bit of the
yeah.
Nickelback.
What
stuff.
is it with people just not remembering how much they loved rock bands?
They followed
Because
some sort
rock
of
doesn't exist anymore, really.
pop rock, I guess you could call it.
We can call it radio rock. I think that's probably the best
Yeah.
way to describe it.
But again, just because now it's like very few and far between doesn't mean that it wasn't awesome.
There's a couple. I agree. First off, I agree with you. I think that whole era of music is unbelievable, and also they're all still playing stadiums. So someone's buying the tickets and people are going.
Someone's
Yeah.
going.
But because both of their voices
They didn't play the stadium though.
or arenas, whatever.
Arenas,
Yeah.
It's still arenas.
arenas.
Yeah.
Because both of their voices are like sort of caricatures a bit.
Let's go there.
Yeah, so there's that, and then there's like never made it as a wise man, like all that stuff. But the songs are undeniable. The show is undeniable.
Can you take me higher?
Yes. I ride hard for this entire
I know
genre
you do. I
of
know
things.
you do.
I just think that it became in vogue to make fun of it, and people wanted to be part of the joke instead of standing up against it. And I see you, and I hear you, and I felt that same pressure, but I stood alone for years, decades, and now Creed's back.
Speaking of, let's talk about sports.
Sports.
They can't keep getting away with it, Ryan. They can't. Kansas
can.
City.
Oh,
They can.
They can't
They can.
keep it.
It's
It
going to
is-
catch up to them.
Oh, buddy.
do you feel like you're going to be like the Steelers were that year?
No. So I was thinking about like comps for this, right? The Colts went 14-0, went to the Super Bowl, lost. The Panthers went in 2015, went like 12-0 or 14-0, went to the Super Bowl, lost. I believe that we have gotten very lucky as the Chiefs.
I
Yeah.
think your first L is this week.
I believe it is
against
this week.
Buffalo.
I believe it's this week against Buffalo. I then think our second L comes
Oh.
somewhere in that 10-day stretch where we have to play 3 games. At least one of those for sure.
Are you playing the Ravens again? Did I see that or did I
No,
no, okay.
no, we don't. We only play them once a year because they're not in our division.
yeah.
Okay.
But we have Browns, Texans, Steelers all in 10 days.
Oh, in 10 days?
Steelers are
10
good.
days
The
from-
Steelers are good.
And the Steelers are good.
Watch out.
And the Browns you can't sleep on necessarily because they can sneak up on you really quick. They can have a week. And the Texans, they're not really a second half team as we've seen, but like
but we can see their defense is good.
yeah. So
Well, you know who else's defense is good now that we have Micah Parsons back is the Cowboys, but they're awful.
So what I see happening is we definitely. I mean, I will be taking a very large bet against the Kansas City Chiefs this week in Buffalo because I just don't think that.
What is your time slot?
1-800-BETS OFF for anyone that has a gambling problem.
Yeah.
That's the national hotline.
I have not looked at the lines, but I would pencil that in for a scheduled loss.
What if you also show up in the All Reds?
I think all Reds are only at home.
Oh, okay. So,
So,
yeah, I
think
they're on the
it's-
road.
I think they're
Yeah, yeah,
alternate
yeah.
home.
You're right.
What is
You're
your
right.
time slot? Are you like the afternoon or a late game?
I
Do
don't.
you know?
I don't even know. Yeah, I haven't looked yet.
It is a late game
Yeah,
on the East Coast, and the line right now
Buffalo
is
by
Bills
5.
minus 2.5.
2.5?
Bills minus 2.5.
It's going to be a 1-point game. I'm going to tell you that right now.
Well,
It opened as at -1, so the line has moved. People are putting money on Buffalo, which means
If he
I'm
gets-
going with the Chiefs money line,
No.
baby.
I can tell
No.
you. I can tell you, it's
Don't do
not
that.
going to be a 1-point game for the rest of the season. Is my Dallas Cowboys? We're cooked. We're cooked.
It doesn't look great.
As Tim the Tat Man said on the internet, we're cooked.
It doesn't look great even if you are blinded by the sun. Like, it doesn't look great.
By the way, they have a drape basically that goes across
Shade.
those. Yeah, but I mean it's shade, drape, whatever you want to call it. They have something that goes across those windows for when people play shows in there early enough where it's still light outside.
Right.
That they just draw it closed. So why in God's name they didn't just do that? Because, like, look, that's not going to win them the game, all right? They got their butts kicked.
Sure. But the principle of it.
There's 2 things that I didn't like. One, that, because that's an easy touchdown for CD if they have that curtain closed.
Yeah.
2, why are we starting Cooper Rush? Put Trey Lance in, figure out what he's worth. If he has any Trey value whatsoever, they put him in for 2 plays. One, he ran the ball. The other, he handed it off. Then they pulled him, put Cooper back in, and let him throw it.
That fumble didn't even look like he tried to pick up. That first fumble that Cooper had.
Yeah, it's confusing. I'm with you. You already know what Cooper Rush is.
And
He doesn't need
I
more
like
reps.
Cooper Rush.
I do too. I mean, I'm still a Ben DiNucci kind of guy, but you already know what he does, what he brings to the table. You understand the skill set. He can make some throws, but I don't think he's going to go win you a game, right?
I think he keeps you in a game.
Yeah.
If the rest of your team was up to snuff. And as we've seen, they just have horrible injury problems this year. Like there's no excusing it anymore. I know I've said this ad nauseum for the past several weeks, but it's the truth. I mean, we don't even have Bland back yet at corner. And you could see there were like 2 or 3 plays in a row where they threw directly at that corner.
Yes.
Every single play. They were like, you cannot defend passes. Here we go.
You're like, oh, he's in man. Oh, let's move him to the other side of the field. Okay, let's throw at him again. Let's do it again. Yeah, it's not great.
My take on the Bears is still going strong.
It's true. What was it?
How many? He said we aren't going to need you much this season to the punter.
Yeah, they've punted 45 times.
I think I saw a stat that was like it was 22 series for the Bears without a touchdown.
Touchdown.
I'm just saying again.
If you're watching on YouTube, by the way.
No, again, Eberflus needs to go. Waldron needs to go. All of the Bears in the head office need to go. Everyone needs to go. It's not going to happen. In my
there is so yeah. Here, they hit that.
Ladies and gents.
Oh no, there's another one. I think that one's only if they win.
I was going to say this when they win.
I know no one's going to go. I just saw an article saying Flus needs to fire Waldron to save his job. And at this point...
No, they need to fire Matt Eberflus.
They need to fire all of them. What is going through their minds right now?
I can't really say much because I don't know if y'all remember how excited I was for us to hire Mike McCarthy.
Yeah.
And that did not age well. Like, that take is a simmering cold take.
Yeah.
Well,
he's got to go.
What did I say last year when we hired him? I said, why are we hiring a defense, basically head coach, when we don't need that? We need offense. And what still looks like
stuff?
Shoot.
Our offense. And everyone's like, it's not fully on Caleb. They can't block him. You know what? Everyone is responsible. And that includes Caleb. I still don't think Caleb is it. I don't. I
think he's better than you think he is. But you just said, much like, and I've seen reports, Ryan, correct me if I'm wrong, because I don't think we've actually heard this yet, and I've been trying to leave him alone, so I didn't even text Dak directly yet.
He's out for the season.
Well, I know he's out for the season, but they said it was like off the bone.
They said that on the broadcast last night.
Yeah, the hamstring. It wasn't like he pulled his hamstring. It tore
from the bone.
That's really painful, by the way. Like incredibly painful.
Yeah, and he's still on the sidelines, by the way.
On the broadcast, they said he is headed to New York this week for a second opinion on it. So they haven't officially put him on the IR, but it's not looking good.
Yeah.
All right, guys. I think it is time for NFL overreactions.
Let's go.
Ask you guys a series of 5 NFL overreactions. You guys tell me if that is accurate or not accurate.
Overreaction or underreaction?
Overreaction or underreaction? Overreaction. The Steelers are winning the AFC. Overreaction or underreaction?
Overreaction.
Steelers are 7-2.
They're winning the AFC North?
The AFC.
The AFC.
Where they're positioned right now.
Overreaction. No way.
They've won 4 straight. Listen, I think this team, there's something about, I don't know how Mike Tomlin does this, by the way. Every single year, he's always either 500 or very good.
Can we clarify that it's Russell starting?
Yeah,
it is Russell starting.
Oh, look at that. Justin Fields still sucks.
But Commanders are a very good football team who just traded for Lattimore at the deadline.
Hang on. They are a
very good football team.
No. There was a bit of home cooking going on there at the end.
There was a little bit. Hey, Ryan, I love how you love to pick stats out of complete garbage. So let me just look at the last 4 games that you said that they've been winning, which was against the Commanders, a good team. Against the Giants, the worst team in football. Against the Jets, one of the second worst, third worst teams in football. And against the Raiders, who are also atrocious. So, yes, they have won 4 in a row, but that is a scheduled 4 in a row.
The Jaguars would like a word for worst team in football, by the way, next to the Giants.
It's the Giants.
It's definitely the Giants.
The Giants are still way worse.
That's the Giants.
The Bears are on their
All
way
right.
to be the worst now too.
What are they? 3-7, 2 and
2-8,
2-8.
Yeah, something like that.
all right.
All right, NFL overreaction. The Cardinals will win the NFC West, not the San Francisco 49ers. Both Cardinals are 6-4, 49ers are 5-4. Obviously, we think of the 49ers, we think of a really good football team that made the Super Bowl last year. But the Cardinals on the up and up.
I got to be honest. I would want to see the rest of their schedules.
Yeah, that's what
because
I
I
was
don't
gonna
know
say.
that off the top of my head.
I would like to look at that after tonight's beatdown of the Miami Dolphins by the LA Rams.
Oh,
Then we can
dark horse action.
I'm gonna go a step further, Ryan. I think the Cardinals finished third in the NFC West.
Oh,
Behind the 49ers and the Rams.
Wow.
dang.
Wow.
Cardinals are fraudulent.
Okay.
Wow. By the way, all those three teams are on winning streaks. Rams have won 3 in a row. Niners have won 2 in a row. Cardinals have won 4 in a row. So
Has the
I
Niners
think
gotten
it's
their
an
players
I
back?
think it's an underreaction, Ryan. I'm with you. I think
Yeah,
the
let's
Cardinals
go.
are a lot better than we expected them to be.
Let's go.
Well, have the Niners gotten all their players back? I haven't looked into that.
Oh,
No,
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
McCaffrey came
If we
back,
were
yeah.
going by that metric, then I would still have the Cowboys locked to win the NFC East. But unfortunately, they can't stop running into coffee tables with their toes. Like they just keep.
Which really
Keep
hurts.
going down.
It really hurts when you
All
do
right,
that.
overreaction or underreaction? You would rather be the New England Patriots right now than the New York Jets with where these two franchises are. Overreaction or underreaction?
Overreaction because yeah, the
Both are
Jets-
3-7.
The Jets were not expected to be good.
Yes, they were.
Yeah, they were.
I don't
They
know,
thought
man.
Aaron
They were
Rodgers was
expected
gonna
to be
their
good.
saving grace, and Aaron Rodgers looks like trash.
I get it that everybody was hyping him up, but he also got hurt on the first play of last season, so no one was really expecting him to come in and take over and be what he used to be.
Sure, but at least they thought he'd be better.
A lot
than-
of people thought they were going to contend with the Bills for the division. First of all, whoever thought this division was going to be the best in football severely missed on that because you have 3 teams that are 3-7 or 2-6.
Yeah.
But I would rather be where the New England Patriots are right now because you got a young coach, you've got a rookie quarterback who's looked good, who was drafted in the top 5 of the NFL last year.
Remember
and
when the season-
Jets? You've got Aaron, who's 41 years old.
Hey, remember when the season started and everybody was like, oh, the Cowboys are going to be amazing, the Saints are going to be amazing, the Jets are going to be amazing.
Yep.
But I do agree with you, Ryan. I wouldn't want to be the Jets.
I actually disagree with all that. I think if you remove Aaron Rodgers and Drake May from the conversation, I would rather have the Jets on every other position, all the way up and down offense and defense.
This is what I'm saying.
That's why it's an overreaction or an underreaction.
I do like
That's
Drake
why
May,
we
though.
play this game, ladies.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Overreaction. The best team in the NFC is the Philadelphia Eagles.
No.
Overreaction or underreaction? I know Detroit came back, stormed back last night, which, by the way, I have a great story on that game last night. But they stormed back last night to beat the Texans after being down.
I think that's an
Phillies won 5 in a
overreaction.
row.
I think that's an overreaction because I think it's the Commanders. I really do. Which is
You really do?
I don't know how they are as good and have looked as good as they are.
Jaden Daniels.
Because Jaden Daniels, literally, it's
Man.
Jaden Daniels. That's the reason why.
If only I had bet him at plus 850 for offensive rookie. Oh, no, I did.
Oh, wait,
I did
you
that.
did. You did
Oh, I
do
did
that thing. Yeah.
I did that.
Did you really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, you did.
Oh, yeah.
Well done, buddy. How's that division leader parlay going though? That's the question I
The
have.
cash out is 3x my money, and I'm sitting on it. Let's keep going.
Okay.
Going. They're all looking good
All
right
right.
now. I would still take the Detroit Lions, and for this reason and this reason alone. It is, as I've watched the Chiefs struggle and then pull themselves out of the muck week in and week out. It is more impressive to watch.
Well, he's talking about the NFC East.
I know. No, he said NFC.
No, NFC.
He said-
NFC. All
NFC.
NFC.
Oh, you mean all of it?
All of the
Okay,
NFC.
never mind. Then I'm yes,
Gotcha.
continue. I'm of the same mind.
I think that what the Detroit Lions did last night is very indicative of where they are headed for this postseason because it is exceptionally hard. And I was watching the game last night going, okay, Jared Goff is playing about as bad as you can possibly play as a quarterback, and they were still only down 6.
Yeah, when you throw 5 picks And you still managed to come back and win a game
like that, and they didn't pull him.
That is ridiculous.
And like, you know, I sat there and I was like, do you pull him at this point and go, well, no.
Was it 4?
He threw 5.
It was 5, but I wanted to give you a couple of stats. Quarterbacks who throw 5 picks have a 3-58 record over the last 30 years. And this is the first time a team threw 5 interceptions, trailed by 15 or more points, and won since 1970. It was
I would argue
that,
that most of the time when that has happened, Ryan, that was in the era where they were running the ball all the time and not throwing it.
Probably, but still,
if you go back and like look through the stats of the 70s, quarterbacks threw for like 8 touchdowns and 25 picks. Like Kenny Stabler, like all of these like names.
Ken Stabler,
these names of quarterbacks were like, oh, Fran Tarkenton, like just. And they were all throwing like
I love Fran Tarkenton.
20 plus picks every season. So it's a little skewed. But
I think Detroit makes it to the Super Bowl.
I think it's a Kansas City Detroit Super Bowl, and I'm happy for either side.
I would love to.
You're not. I've seen you at a Super Bowl.
Blue Collar America Super Bowl right there.
I've seen you at a Super Bowl. Where Kansas City made it.
That was hard, man. That was a tough.
I was trying to do something so nice.
I'm so thankful that you did that, and yet it was just the worst day of my life.
I have a funny story on the Lions Texans game from yesterday. So quick funny story on the game from yesterday. So I was feeling a little tipsy. I hung out at TPC Scottsdale, the DraftKings watch party for the Levitard show. So I got a little tipsy. I was having some fun. So I get on the plane on the way to LA, and I say, you know what? I'm going to put the most money ever on a bet. I'm just feeling good. So I put $300 down on the Texans +5 when the plane took off, and I'm feeling great. We're happy. By the way, 1-800-BETS off if you have a problem. I do not, but was feeling spicy yesterday. The plane lands in Los Angeles, and guys, everything's coming to fruition. Texans are up 23-7. They are blowing out Detroit. I'm like, you know what? I'm going to play it safe. I'm going to cash my bet out. Come to find out, you cannot do that in Los Angeles because it is not a state that allows you to cash out your bets.
No, so then you're sweating the end of the game.
So the second half begins.
I am calling friends, asking them to log into my DraftKings account to cash me out, which, by the way, I don't condone because I almost got suspended for doing that, so don't do that. Was not able to do that. So I had to sit there and sweat that bet out profusely. And Detroit kicked a field goal to win, which still allowed me to cover at 5 for the Texans. So all ends well. But let's just say I was a little nervous Nelly for a couple of hours there yesterday.
I ended up pushing because I had a very healthy, let's say, bet on them to hit the over, which was 49.
Oh, no.
And then Detroit -3.5.
Oh, no.
But I was like, screw it. I just lost, whatever. And I went to log in just to like look at how annoyed I would be. And then I realized that they were also the money line fourth leg of a different parlay that I had that hit, baby. So it was like, okay, we're safe.
All right, last overreaction, underreaction for you. The Super Bowl champion this year will come out of the NFC. Overreaction or underreaction with where we sit right now?
I believe it.
Overreaction.
Look, I don't bet against the NFC because every time we do, it ends up being like the Eagles' year or the Giants.
Is it Detroit in the NFC? Am I crazy?
Yeah,
okay.
They are.
So I don't even think that's an over or underreaction. I think that's just a statement.
All right.
That's all I got.
I think it comes out of the AFC. I think the AFC is a tougher division. And once you get past, right, so it's Lions and then the Eagles and then what? Minnesota is the third best team in the NFC. And then what?
I don't even know.
Right?
I don't even know if I would put Minnesota third. I would say the Commanders are a tougher out than.
So that's what I'm saying. It's like I feel like the power in the AFC is a little bit stronger. It's weighted a little bit heavier, and so to beat some of those teams, I think you're going to have to be a little bit better.
The only reason that I like Detroit and I like their chances is not only what you said earlier, but also because they are used to playing in cold weather, and that has always been the crux of the issue when it comes to
The playoffs.
Yeah.
And where
Good news, the Super Bowl will not be. It is in New Orleans, so it
Orleans.
will not be played in cold weather.
Well, that the Super Bowl.
Also be in a dome. It'll be in a dome, so no cold weather.
I was gonna say, well, now you're in a dome, so you have no weather whatsoever.
Well, that's just
So-
the Super Bowl, but that doesn't include the playoffs.
Sure,
It does not, but
Ford Field
Playoffs.
is a dome
Playoffs.
as well in Detroit.
yeah,
So as long as they get the 1 seed,
then they've got a clear path.
yeah, they'll be all right. I really think it's Lions Chiefs, and I hope for the three-peat. I would love to see. I think Travis is done after this year. I'm almost positive that Travis is done after this year. So I'd love to see him go off into the sunset as a winner. But also, if the Chiefs lost that one, I'd be happy for Detroit. I would. I got a lot of Detroit fans. I got a family.
I can tell you who I'm happy for. It's those Longhorns, baby. They look good. They look good. Now, I do think that this upcoming week could be a trap game because it's Arkansas.
The line opened at Georgia minus 10.5. How is that possible?
Wait. No. They don't play Georgia. You're hang on. You're freezing up on us, Ryan. So let's. Now he just looks sleepy. No,
Arkansas.
We're playing Arkansas. Yeah, I look. That's why I said it's a trap game because they are in the SEC, and as we have seen so far this season in college football, go home college football, you're drunk. They will lose at the drop of a hat for seemingly no reason against a team they're supposed to beat, and the SEC.
I love this year though.
Itself.
This year is great. Like it's so. This is the best year of college football I can remember. There's no clear favorite in the SEC. Colorado has a chance to make the playoff this year. Like,
well, technically, it was
really
A&M.
cool storyline. Well,
and that's our last game of the season is against A&M, which is going to be a knockdown drag out.
Georgia Tech beating Miami 28-23, ending Cam Ward's Heisman run.
Oh, you don't think it ended his run?
I'm telling you, man, those kind of losses like that, you know, I mean, yeah, he was not great. He was not great in that game. I mean, he did not look good in that game. So
no, but
and I think it's the slimmest of margins this year.
Who would be your Heisman front runner?
I mean, if I had a vote, it would be Travis Hunter, just because I think he's a generational football talent who deserves that. Playing 186 snaps between offense and defense, and he's elite at both. And then there's the running back at Boise, I believe, who's may set the NCAA rushing record this year, who's actually pretty good too.
By the way, very interesting. Something I saw this morning online. They framed the video to make it look like Sanders was going after a ball boy for the other team at the end of the interception.
Weren't they tossing fajitas on the field or something in this game?
Yeah, the ball boy from the other team walked over and slapped the ball out of the guy's hand.
Oh, that's weird.
After he got a pick. It was their ball, but I'm sorry, if you have a pick in college, you want to keep the football. There's nothing wrong with that.
By the way, current Heisman odds, Travis Hunter is the betting favorite at plus 120. Right behind him is former UCF quarterback Dylan Gabriel, leading the number one team in the country in Oregon.
Whatever.
He's number 2.
By the way, did I
Built by
miss
UCF.
something, Monsell? In that?
No, I mean, in college, the ball boy is supposed to get the ball for their team. It's not their. I mean, in NFL.
Yeah, but it wasn't that he was like, "Hey, give me the ball back." It's that he walked up and slapped it out of his hand, and they conveniently left that out with whoever posted this.
For sure.
They just went, "Oh yeah,
Context is everything.
they ran up on the ball boy and shoved him," and I'm like, "Well, something happened before that though that you didn't bother to include in the video." So I don't know.
How about Indiana? Indiana 10-0, by the way. Congrats to our Hoosier friends. Who's your daddy?
In other news, to continue why all my teams suck, the Bears, well, they suck too.
Either one.
The Gators came out and announced that they will also be keeping their crappy coach.
And then got demolished by Texas.
Yep. We need to also get rid of our athletic director who is making this decision. We fired our last coach off of 1 losing season. We are now on 3 losing seasons with Billy. And he comes out so confident saying that he will be the one to get past these challenges. And then we continue to get demolished by Texas. Again, why do all my teams hate me?
Didn't I see, wasn't it this is the weekend where every team in Florida has lost?
We were 0-11 this week.
And now it's all up to the Miami Dolphins to right the ship. Otherwise, the entire
It is
state
literally
could
up to
take
the
the
Dolphins. And that is actually incredibly true. And Josh, that kind of pressure is not what we need tonight. Okay. We need positivity here in the city of Angels.
You know what they need? Starting at running back. Florida man.
Just if A-Chain can go off, that would be really great for me.
Yeah.
Thank you.
I got you.
By the way, who picked up the dub in fantasy football this week?
Me and Monsell are against each other, and we won't know till tonight.
I am somehow, after absorbing a 55-point explosion, I'm still 25%, 29%, 21%. I don't know. I could still beat Stacy if Cooper Kupp and A-Chain go off tonight.
Ryan?
I played one of my childhood favorite artists in Colby Kaye today or this week. So really, really excited for that.
What's
so
that name?
What's her last name?
What's that name?
Colby.
You
What's
said
the
Colby
last name?
Kaye?
Kaye?
Kaye.
One of your
Is he
favorites.
Bruce Willis?
One of your favorites.
Yippee Kaye.
Colby Calais.
I beat Colby 121-97.
I'm
and
proud,
so,
though. She finally started changing her lineup and figuring it out.
Well, I told her there's like a button to auto set your lineup. Like you don't even have to look at it anymore.
which, by the way, our league is quite interesting this year.
It is.
It's very interesting.
John Stone, after being a cellar dweller for as many years as he's been in this league, he is in first place.
And
in
he
the East
had
standings
2
at 6-3.
players out this week and still won.
And still won.
He hasn't
also,
changed his
And-
lineup once.
Also, you know what? I should do this. Hang on.
Oh.
Here we go. Here
Who are
we
you
go.
calling?
Oh, boy.
Let's just see if he answers. Yeah.
Is this Nunley again?
Yeah.
Oh, who's in?
Hello.
Hey, buddy.
Hey,
Just doing the podcast.
dude.
Well, I don't think he's in last place
Like, it's
anymore.
not even, it's sad at this point.
It's like impossible for you to beat me.
And I don't get it. You know, I was looking at it the other day. If I was in the other division, I would have a winning record right now.
Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
you would.
Our division
You would.
is so hard.
I mean, we're not even at Monday Night Football yet, and I have 0% chance to win.
Yeah, it's over.
I can't even pull off Sear saying there's a chance.
No, this is it. You're
Yeah.
much like my Cowboys. You're cooked.
Yo, 100%. Like the Saints, I'm going to be 3-7.
Monsell is shaking his head as a fellow Saints fan.
Yeah, we was at the game yesterday.
Oh no!
Yeah, we went to the game yesterday and watched them break their skins. I may be good luck for the Saints. Me or Blake or Brian.
Lord, I don't know. I just had to call you, tell you I love you, and
Yeah, I knew I'd be hearing from you rubbing it in.
yeah, I assumed.
I knew it was coming.
You came so close last year, and it's just not the same.
You know, it's the story of my life. I always just come up a little bit short.
Jesus. All right, love you, dude.
Love you too. Roll Tide.
Bye. Yep. I was hoping he would answer.
Yep.
All right. Last but not least, do you want to cover anything NBA related?
So many injuries. So many injuries.
It's sort of like football. That it seems like everybody's getting hurt.
The Cleveland Cavaliers are very good at basketball. The Oklahoma City Thunder are very good at basketball.
Orlando Magic looked good.
They were good until Paolo went down. and the rest of it we're gonna see because I don't really.
That's
we don't
as
really
far
like,
as it goes.
Yeah, like Joel Embiid still isn't in. He's on his suspension still. The Celtics look good.
Is Cleveland better than Boston? Like I'm legit. Cleveland's 11-0 right now. I'm legitimately opening up that discussion. Are they better than Boston, or is this a facade?
It's not a facade. This is they're a real team with a real coach. Their team makes sense now that everyone's healthy. Darius Garland was hurt a majority of last season, and so I think him and Donovan Mitchell being healthy, having that front court that are giants. I mean, Jared Allen and Evan Mobley. Like it, I still think they have a move to make. I was telling Ryan this offline. Like it would be an interesting like Karis LeVert for Ben Simmons sort of trade, where it's like, ooh, because you have a guy that can defend and handle, but also doesn't need to shoot because you have two guards that are going to shoot 25 times a game.
That's interesting.
Yeah, I think moving that like Dean Wade, Karis LeVert spot into something could be like the thing that takes the Cavs from really, really good to, here comes the Cavs out of the East. So we'll see.
Okay.
It's still early. We're only 9 games into the season, 10 games in the season.
Yeah.
So
I think he just said
Also,
Cavs are 11-0. So
they have,
Too crazy. Yeah, go ahead. Sorry, Josh.
He's just saying we're kind of in between.
Yeah. Two crazy observations. Number one, Victor Wembanyama is not from this planet. 6 threes and 7 blocks in a game. Like that doesn't happen like ever. Like he's just crazy, like absolutely crazy. And then did you see kind of a cool thing? Scottie Pippen Jr. had a triple-double, and I believe he and his father are like the only two to do that, father-son duo. One of the only two to do that. It's pretty darn cool.
That is
so
cool.
I saw that. That was pretty cool.
By the way, what happened to LeBron the other day?
As far as
like he went down after a play. It didn't look like anything really happened.
Being 39 and 40 years old.
Well,
you trip over your own feet and all of a sudden you're like, ow. I mean, Father Time's catching up. You see it a little bit more this year than previous years. He's still putting up stats though, man. He's still a freak of nature. It's just,
he's a freak.
I think it's instead of every night, it's like every other night. But Anthony Davis is going off, so.
Putting up triple-double. Yeah, actually, that would be the most encouraging thing for me if I'm a Lakers fan. Anthony Davis looks really good this year.
Yeah.
And as long as he can stay healthy, like if they can make a move, and I do think they can make a move, that they're going to be a team to contend with. But the West is absolutely loaded this year. Like there's no room for error in the Western Conference if you're the Lakers.
I just don't know what the move is, right? So you attach a first-round pick plus D'Angelo Russell's contract, which has 1 year left on it. So that's the obvious move. That's the thing they've been dangling for 2 years now. For who? Schroeder again? You run it back with Schroeder? Like, who is out there that makes...
I mean, if the Mavs fall, do you try and go get Clay? Like,
they're not going to...
If the Mavs start to falter, do you try and go...
No.
The Mavs won't trade him away. There's not really that piece out there. Like, the Bulls won't give up Zach LaVine for that. You know what I mean?
I got one. Jimmy Butler.
No way the Heat does that.
Not a chance.
Not a chance the Heat does that.
If the Heat continue to falter, there's discussions of them trading him at the deadline. The Lakers have 2 future first-round picks. If things get fractured, I could see that potentially happen.
I think the more likely scenario is Damian Lillard ends up on the Heat and they do a Butler for Dame situation and try to flip those two.
We'll see.
And then you have Giannis and Butler. Just goon squad up in Milwaukee.
All right. Well, let's go to the movies. Movies. Collateral, rated R, 2004, thriller action, 2 hours. After a long day, L.A. taxi driver Max is about to knock off when sharp-suited Vincent... That's such a weird way to put that. When sharp-suited Vincent offers him $600 to make 5 stops. Sounds good until Vincent turns out to be a merciless hitman, and each one of those stops involves a hit. As the night goes on, Max starts to wonder if he'll live to see the sunrise as the pair are hunted by the police and the FBI. 86% on Rotten Tomatoes, 7.5 on IMDb. Obviously, this is an amazing movie with a great cast. Tom Cruise, Jamie Foxx, Mark Ruffalo, Jada Pinkett Smith, Jason Statham, Javier Bardem. I mean, like, amazing cast. By the way, we've already watched this.
Yeah,
before.
I'm pretty sure we've done this.
Yeah,
before.
I realize that. Yep, my B.
So if you are not new to the podcast, I hope you liked it the first time, because I still love this movie. This one's an easy rewatch.
It's an entertaining movie for sure.
Yeah, I like this movie.
Michael Mann is so good. Man, as a filmmaker, Michael Mann is awesome, and this was some of his best work. Like, just the way this was shot, the storylines behind it. Really, I don't. Are there many movies, and maybe this is maybe ignorant of me and Tom Cruise, where he plays this sort of bad guy for Tom Cruise? Like, I don't know many movies where he plays this kind of role, and he's really good at it. Like, he excels so much in this movie.
No, and I think it's a rarity for him, which is sort of nice, because, you know, when you think about Tom Cruise, he's always the hero, the male lead, even if it's sort of not like a hero or anti-hero.
Like War of the Worlds.
Exactly. Even if he's not like the best guy in the movie, might be troubled, but he still ends up being the good guy. So I do like seeing him in a role like this. It gives some depth and some breadth to what he's able to do. Also, I think Michael Mann has done some great movies. Heat in 95, Ferrari in 23, Collateral in 04, Last of the Mohicans in 92, Miami Vice in 06, Public Enemies. I mean, he's done some really, really great stuff.
I saw an interesting casting what if in this, in which it was Russell Crowe.
I could see that.
And the cab driver was Adam Sandler.
I love Jamie Foxx as the cab
Yeah,
driver too much.
It's an interesting movie. I don't like it as much, but it's an interesting movie.
It is really interesting.
Well,
Low-key, Jamie Foxx has always been like one of my faves in every role he's played. He does a good job.
I'll tell you right now. Oh, can't say that.
My bad. And I thought.
Mr. Jones, no.
We will cut that part right there. It's been a while since we've
I'll
had
bleep
to edit.
I'll bleep it. It's okay.
You just bleep it.
Yeah, I'll
Okay.
just bleep it. It's all right.
Good Lord.
Jones, I loved him in that role.
I know what movie you're talking about too. I get it. Unhinged with Russell Crowe sort of reminds me of.
Yeah, it's like
he had played that character.
Yeah, it's like he didn't get this movie, so he did that one instead. You know what I mean, or vice versa.
I mean, obviously that was 2020 versus 2004, but right. It's
I really love the character development of Jamie Foxx in this movie, though, because he goes from like really. Doesn't want to take risks, kind of scared. And then you see his confidence grow throughout the movie until obviously we get to, I don't know if you could do a spoiler alert for a movie from 2004, but when you get to the end and that confidence.
One that we've already covered before.
Let's spoil it again.
And then he sort of becomes the hero. Like I love that development of him. Like and I think his character is really good because you get that like neurotic, anxious type in the beginning, and then he starts to gain his confidence throughout chasing the girl. You know, it's a really, really cool development for him. So Michael Mann this was just absolute. He just crushed it. It was great.
Yeah. So what were we planning on doing for next week? Red one.
I think it's going to be good.
They've been doing a lot of advertising for that. The Rock has been doing some serious advertising for it.
Well, he has to because of how much money they spent on him to have him in the movie.
How much did Chris Evans get paid to be in the movie?
Good Lord, I don't know.
I'm more excited to see him.
Yeah, actually, let me pull this up so I Johnson.
Is Chris Evans sliding into that, like, we're only going to see him as Captain America in our minds, no matter what movie he does?
Well, he played it for
because
so long.
I love that he was in
he was the
Deadpool Wolverine, that he went back to being Johnny Storm.
Yeah, that was great. And
I thought that was hilarious.
He was in Knives Out.
He was great.
He was great. I'm not saying he wasn't great. And I've seen some of his more like indie sort of movies.
The
and
Netflix movie he did was good too.
He's really good. It's just I kind of just look at him and go, yeah. Steve Rogers, though.
Dwayne Johnson made $50 million for this movie.
There's a big polar bear I'm excited to see.
It's great.
Oh Lord. I'm really excited to see this movie. I just don't know how it's ever going to earn back $250 million.
I guess they're counting on it. What's it rated?
That's a good question.
Be R.
Because if it's R, then you're not going to get the family push for Christmas when the holidays come.
It's PG-13.
Okay, there it is. So
they skated.
It's the first Christmas release, so
yeah. So I think that's where you count on. It's the family going to a Christmas movie, in the afternoon on Christmas Day kind of thing.
Now, I love that there's always a Rotten Tomato score on these movies before they even drop.
Sure.
Like
Who did this?
Who is voting on this?
Who got a screener and is already crapping all over it?
Yeah, but it's 33% on Rotten Tomatoes.
Yeah.
So, I mean, they're definitely banking on this being like the Christmas movie.
is it the 5 people that went to the movie premiere? Like,
I don't know.
Is that an indicator though?
Well, I mean, here's the thing though.
Rotten Tomatoes sucks.
God knows, no one that goes to movie premieres is going to like a movie of this style.
No.
At all.
What did we say? What did I say the other day? The Master of Disguise is 1% on Rotten Tomatoes, and I love that movie.
What does that
Dana
prove?
Carvey? No, I'm actually saying like I remember watching Master of Disguise.
Turtle.
I didn't think
There's
it
a
was
lot of quotes from it.
didn't think it was particularly good cinema.
No, but it was again just supposed to be funny.
Sure.
It's from 2002.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's when I was still in high
But
school.
a 1% on Rotten Tomatoes. When was the last time you saw that? Besides Mario, did they even? Give that?
Well, the original Super Mario movie should be able to get a 0.
What's Eternals?
Okay, well, that is the movie for next week. So if you guys want to go check out a Christmas flick a little bit early, that's the one we will be talking about.
Eternals got
We will,
47%.
Wow.
Wow. We will be sure to hit the spoiler button before we get to that. So here we go.
Hot take!
Which one are we doing? Because we talked about 2.
I think the actor one makes more sense.
Yeah.
Okay.
Especially
I
since
wanna
what our
save
movie for next
I want to
week
save
is.
the other one for next week.
Yeah, that's fine.
Because I really do like that. We've got a second hot take that we were debating which one we were going to pick. But Bear, this one's yours, so take it.
So I love the fact that our movie next week involves one of these. So there are some wrestlers that have turned actors. And first of all, I think they're all great, but there's always going to be one better one. So who could it possibly be? My opinion.
All right, you got to give the 3 options because this is from the internet. This popped up the other day, and it got sent to all of us in the group chat of between the 3 of them, Dwayne Johnson, Dave Bautista, and John Cena.
And we can't choose anyone else?
I mean,
If you've got another option,
Okay.
are you going to go Hulk Hogan?
Stone Cold
and
Steve Austin. Yeah.
3 ninjas kick back? Like,
I mean,
Steve Austin.
It wasn't not
Steve
on
Austin
my
appeared in the
list.
Expendables.
now, but I also find this really difficult because all 3 of them have movies that I absolutely love and loved them in as their character. But you have to, like, which one is the better one? Now, the very obvious one would say, because he's probably done the most, is The Rock. Right?
Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah. So just to put it out there from a movie film perspective, Dwayne Johnson has appeared in 44 movies. John Cena has appeared in 29, and Dave Bautista has appeared in 22. Just from a numbers perspective.
Should we do the best or the worst one?
And a lot of the movies that Dave Bautista has appeared in, he's appeared in as a Marvel character who is
Correct.
not really known for his, let's say, lines. Instead,
I thought that zombie movie we watched was really good, though. He was really good.
By the way, I'm not
Yeah.
dismissing any one of these 3 options. And there's a lot of reasons why. They've all played different sorts of characters
They've all played an idiot.
Yep.
They've all played a
They've all
strong
played
action character.
The comic relief. They've all played a strong action character. They've, I think, all played superheroes outside of Cena.
Has he not?
I don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Because The Rock was Black Adam, and then obviously Dave Bautista has been a bunch of Marvel films.
He was
Member of
a
Guardians of the
voice in
Galaxy,
the Ninja Turtles.
Drax.
That doesn't count.
No, that doesn't really count. If you do voiceover work, I don't think that is what we're bringing into play here. Not that is not
An incredibly viable career.
Yeah,
that's not what we're talking about.
That's not what we're talking about. We're talking
what
about
about-
just acting on camera
He did the
in
Suicide
movies.
Squad too as Peacemaker.
You know what? You're right. I could give him that.
Sure.
And he actually had a whole TV show where he was Peacemaker, even though that's sort of an anti-hero, but that would count.
So we're doing the best one or the worst one? What's the better argument?
Ooh.
The worst actor.
Let's do
Flip
the
it.
worst.
Flip
Let's
it.
flip
I
it
think
on
the
its
worst
head.
one's easiest, though. I think it's easier to do the worst one
Why?
because I think there's a clear-cut worst one between these three.
Well, then that's what we're going with. So go
There you
ahead, right?
Go ahead. Tell us who's the worst. Who's the
I
worst
think.
one? Is.
I mean, John, the worst one on this list. I mean, if we're going to compare the pedigrees in terms of the cinema world, Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson is far and away number one. Dave Bautista would be two, and John Cena isn't even in their stratosphere. He doesn't even come close.
But he was
He
hilarious
is absolutely
in Cock Blockers.
unequivocally.
Yeah, he's been in a lot more movies than you're giving him credit
He's
for.
in Trainwreck. He's great. in Trainwreck.
Suicide Squad, like Peacemaker, okay, like
And he
I
was
don't know.
great
I
in
just
Trainwreck.
think
just came out.
there's you can make an argument between The Rock and Dave Bautista. I don't think John Cena even enters their stratosphere of conversation.
Oh,
in
I
this- in this realm.
completely
So
disagree. I
I
completely
put Cena
disagree
as
with
the
you.
worst by far.
I completely disagree because I think if you're going to pick one, the most one-dimensional on this list is Bautista. And I'm not saying that I don't think he's a good actor, but if you make me pick between the three of them, I think it would probably be him, only because he hasn't really, you haven't seen a whole lot of depth in his roles. And you've seen John Cena be the humorous guy, play the comic relief. You've seen him be an aggressive character. You've seen him do a lot of different things as far as
Even on Knock in the Cabin, Dave Bautista is that one straight, very calm, not much acting was required for his role, even though it was a creepy movie. Does that make sense? If you remember him from Knock in the Cabin.
Yeah.
He was the leader, but
I
very
was
just
reading something
calm.
else. Sorry.
what were you reading?
I don't know, man, but
Who was he in Dune?
I don't know. CY, for you to say, for us to kind of say he's one dimensional. I mean, I think, yeah, from Dune, or whether it was the Eternal City, which we mentioned, My Spy the Eternal City, Guardians of the Galaxy, Glass Onion. I think he's done some really, really. I mean, he's definitely not been one dimensional in terms of Dave Bautista. I don't think at all.
By the way, we're splitting hairs because
So we're all saying The Rock is the best one, just to be clear.
I
right?
think if you're going with who the best
Yeah.
one is, it's got to be Dwayne Johnson.
Yeah,
just
for
because
sure.
you've got him in, regardless of recent stumbles to the box office, you've got to look at him doing Moana, him doing Red Notice, him
Burn
doing
Notice?
Jumanji. No, not Burn Notice.
I don't think I saw him in that show.
That's an old school joke for those long term.
Yeah,
Yeah.
the Fate of the Furious, him carrying a movie like
Yeah.
San Andreas, whether you liked it or
Pain
not.
and Gain. I mean, it's been a lot.
And I mean, you go way back and you start getting into
Oh my gosh.
the Game Plan, Walking Tall, The Mummy. I mean, there's a lot of
Skyscraper,
things
wasn't
that
it him?
he's been in.
Okay, you want to hear something hilarious? I went back to the Instagram page that I found that from. Every single comment says Dave Bautista is the best.
Oh, that's interesting. Seems like paid for propaganda.
And everyone says that John Cena should not be in there.
So,
but he falls under the purview of what it is.
So here's the thing. I went into this ready to bash Batista because to me there's Drax, and then he plays Drax with no makeup on pretty much in every movie.
That is my point.
Which is hilarious, though, because 3 of these comments up front are Batista is the only one that's shown a range in their character.
Yeah, I don't.
No, that's completely untrue.
I give 0% on whatever the internet says about anything. So I was ready to bury him, but honestly, like I can't. I'm with Ryan. I don't think John Cena is a good actor at all. I don't like his movies. I think that as a cameo, he's kind of fun. But this was also, I think, a personal thing for me. When Cena made it into the WWE, that was when I was out. That was the exact moment when I was like, you know what? I'm good.
Okay, let me, just as a call and response hypothetical before Haley gets to her pick. What movie is Dave Bautista the lead in?
Spy?
Stuber,
which is Spy with Kumail Nanjiani. Like it's, this is what I'm saying.
Again, that's why I say we're splitting hairs.
This is what I'm saying.
My Spy, that kids movie.
Yeah, whatever that.
Yeah. Does anyone remember that?
Like I didn't
give me a plot point of that movie without looking it up.
She's smarter than him in one spot, and he's like, "Uh-oh, now I have to take you with me," because that was in the preview. I don't remember him in any of these movies that he was in, so that's part of it too. I don't care about John Cena, and I think that my bias is showing, and I'm out on John Cena and John Cena movies.
Okay, Bear, who's your pick?
This is really hard for me just because, I find a lot of stupid stuff entertaining. Hubie Halloween, I thought it was hilarious.
Awful.
Yes, we know.
Awful movie.
So if I have to go with anybody, out of all 3 of them, I've laughed a lot, but the one I've laughed the least is Dave Bautista, because some of the stupid movies that John Cena has made, I thought was hilarious. Cockblockers, hilarious. So I love him, obviously, as Drax in some other movies, but I only see him as Drax. At least I've seen The Rock and John Cena as other characters.
Even so, I like Drax so much that it's willing to
But
bury.
Wait.
No, I'm still saying John Cena is worth. That's how much.
No, as the man
Who
that
hates Guardians of the
throws
Galaxy.
hate and shade on Guardians of the
I
Galaxy
said I like
at every
Drax.
turn.
I said I like Drax. I didn't say I like those movies. I said I like Drax.
Oh my God.
Yeah, it's John Cena. John Cena is the worst out of all of them, and by all accounts, a wonderful human being and does so much for Make-A-Wish, etc.
No, all of them are amazing.
Yeah,
human
they're
beings.
all incredible
We're
people.
not-
Yeah, it's not an indictment on their character as a person, just their characters they play in movies.
Well, this took a turn. I thought we were going to say our favorite, but we probably would have picked.
Yeah, we would all pick
Dwayne
The Rock.
Johnson. So it's between the two of them.
Cena and Batista split.
Oof.
I think it's going to be a runaway. John Cena's going to win the worst of this poll for sure.
I think based upon internet bias, if the comment section is true under that thing, that you're probably right, Ryan. But I stand by my pick.
I will tell you, I think some people are going to get confused because if you like.
Well, put all 3 of them on there just as like.
I have. They're all on there. All 3 are on there. Who's the worst of these wrestler turned actors? Dave Bautista, John Cena, and Dwayne "The Rock" Johnson. And already 25% of people have The Rock as the worst, which is just mind-boggling. So, what are you doing, people?
I think
it's probably because he's had more like box office fails with big movies that people.
That's just wrong.
That's not fair. All right. Well, thank you guys as always for listening to The Quad with Chris Young. From me, Haley, Ryan, and Josh. We love you guys. Enjoy your Veterans Day to all our veterans out there.